Hey, I'm just reaching out to you because I'm not 100% comfortable with what's going on, and I'm not happy with that live last night because I get it. Like, Indigo and Katie are still going on, and that needs to be handled and whatever. But what I didn't appreciate is the fact that Michelle and I are supposed to be out of this, but that live made Tazi and Lola the victims of all of this. And during the midst of this, they were making subtle jabs at Michelle and I, saying, it's just ridiculous when there's some 40 and 50-year-old woman on the app involved with people like this. Like, there were lots of subtle jabs made at us, and putting it together with you and Princess and doing that allow putting it together with you and Princess allows the perpetuation of this shit against us. Because the thing is, people don't know that they're no longer talking about us. And I also don't like the fucking hypocrisy of them sitting there saying nobody should be calling anybody dangerous or abusive or this, when they sat there for the last 5 fucking days with backgrounds that said we were dangerous and abusive up on their live and on all over Lola's account. Like, I'm not okay. I'm not okay at all. It kind of goes back to like the whole thing of they're right back in these spaces, and yes, we agreed to a truce, but my understanding of the truce was Lola was going to go off and shitpost and stay away from our space. Tazzy was going to go off and do her own thing, and Eric was going off the app and taking a multiple month break. Because if I hadn't thought that was happening, I would have said that for them to come back into these spaces, they need to be fucking accountable for the shit that they did. I'm not doing anything about it now, but I will not sit back and allow them to make subtle jabs at myself and Michelle and lie about the situations. At the end of the day, Tazzy joked about her own incest. And then once somebody else made a joke about it publicly, that's when she decided to come forward and call it grooming. We've had discussions about that. So to sit there and say that we made fun of her grooming and make an indication that we were involved by saying, and I can't believe these older women are, is not fucking okay. It's never going to fucking be okay with me. And it's also not going to be okay with me to watch you, who sat here with Michelle and I and said what they were doing was so incredibly wrong, confirm to Lola that you don't think she's evil or a bad person when you said all of those things about her. Like, my feelings are just really fucking hurt about what went down in that live, and I know Michelle's are too. I don't want this drama and bullshit perpetuated, but that live is allowing it to be perpetuated. I believe that they need to hold the same energy for Indigo that we're being asked to hold. Like, everybody just needs to walk away and let it go. Like, just let it go, because Indigo's going to go on and on until they take accountability for the shit they did to her and the shit that they said about her. And that's the problem, is we took a truce, but they took zero accountability for their part in this at all. It was just like, this is over and nobody's going to do anything moving forward. They keep saying we have to take accountability, but they're the ones with the fucking shit behavior.
Well, I agree that Eric is being a little bit. And I saw these little jabs, and I tried to shut it down. That being said, this whole thing started because of that. I get it. It restarted because of Indigo, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. All that shit that happened last night was because of the report made by Katie and Indigo. I'm not going to sit around and let people in men's space sit there tell someone that their childhood CSA didn't happen. Or sit there, make fun of it. Or promise me something like they would stop and then not do it. And then be upset and say I'm not letting them do it, and that I'm probably abusive. That kind of thing. I don't like Indigo. I'm done with it. But that's why I went on. I agree that they were being shitty jabs, and that was kind of like one of those things that, I'm not going to ignore that. And you're right, though, with all that. But like I said, too, it's like these things are weird. They're spaces. Like, no one gets to determine who's in a space or not, and you can't really choose who's in a space or filter that out anyway. The best thing is to be in a position where you can before Indigo instigated, where you can be in a live with Princess and just ignore each other. But I hated that they were doing that. It was shut down pretty quickly. There was they were the subtle jabs a little bit, and I did a lot of this me saying and then Eve, you're because Eric keeps calling everything dangerous. I'm like, yeah, next time he calls Tammy dangerous, she better be pointing a gun at your head. Giving Lola information to Bobby about Lola, and then Eve giving Lola information to Bobby about Lola, and that's fucking disgusting. The behavior is that is horrible. I don't care what anybody's opinion is of anybody. You're gonna try and put someone in danger like that. That's not okay. And no, Indigo wasn't gonna stop, and there was no stopping. She was just gonna make it worse and worse and worse.
Well, and I know that you were probably saying that about them, but then they were coming back with the hypocrisy. And I guess my problem is that none of it was being called out. Like, hey, y'all, stop the subtle jabs. I thought you had a truce. Like it was just accepted. But there were people that were messaging me, telling me that you were flipping sides and sitting in a live talking about me and Michelle, because so much of the focus of everything they did was about the two of us, that they also still think that live was about the two of us, even though it had Indigo's name.
When we were talking about Katie making fun of it and knowing about it being made fun of, because it was pretty clear. It made it pretty clear that you didn't know and put a stop to it. Same with Michelle when you did figure it and find out.
I 100% don't agree with what Eve did, and I told her what she did was wrong. I told her she needed to fucking figure out how to fix that and get herself the fuck away from Bobby. And I let her know that she's not only putting Lola and other people at risk, but she's putting her fucking self at risk, because that man is on fucking hinged.
And I agree completely, but here's the thing too, is I've literally seen her, like, Indigo, lie about that situation too, which discredits everyone, and everyone's experiences it. Like, and I get it, right, upset, but, I don't know, you know, the way that Indigo was kind of bad. And anyway, yeah, I wasn't meant to kind of get to that point, but, and he just lied directly, and I, like, without, because and lying in the sense of, like, I saw how, you know what I mean, and it just, that puts everyone kind of, everyone else's story into, like, well, whatever. Yeah, I'm good with it being done. I don't want to deal with it too much, but, and I am sorry about that. Like, it wasn't cool.
No, it absolutely wasn't cool. But if they continue to speak about this stuff and make subtle jabs towards me, there will be no truth, and I will fucking destroy Lola, destroy her, and Tazzy.
Oh, and I'm trying to prevent Eric from making a big old ass video, the shit that, you know, he's gonna use, and the, you know, plans he had for it. I really am, like, the thing that's holding him back right now is people not talking about it and if Indigo keeps going, he's gonna go ham, and that's, if you want me to back away like that, that's fine too. I mean, did you see the whole thing? I quite literally told him to stop and knock it off, and that, like, you guys had a treaty and you're violating it right now. I mean, I was very aware of it. And, like, I know how this shit goes, you know, there's probably stuff they have that you don't remember, stuff they can make you look at, little messages, little things that you thought you could say in private, and then, you know, the people, how they can, you know, manipulate into something worse, you know, I know, that's what I was just trying to do, prevent him from, yeah, throwing napalm on it.
And I appreciate you preventing Eric from making the video, and I know that's what you're trying to do. I just want to be forthright and honest with where I'm at right now. If I can't sit back and let them continue to make subtle jabs, and in the process make people think that they're still on us and that other people are flipping sides and all of that, because it's causing further harm to the harm that Eric has been causing to me since the beginning of, or middle of June 19th to be exact.
But the other thing too is they don't have Eve anymore to get a lot of the dirt from, or you actually to do the video, so well, at least we're good there.
And I still wholeheartedly believe that Eric's going to drop his video at some point in time, or he's going to wait a couple months and be like, I'm going to do a creator call out about this creator here, because you know how he does that shit. I'm still following Indigo, but only for the reason that I do feel that they are going to have a fucking mental health breakdown. And I fear that if this keeps going, we're not going to be in a situation where they are being erratic on the internet. I fear we're going to be in a situation where they're threatening to take their life. And I can't stand back and watch that happen, regardless of how unhinged their behavior is.
Well, I get that, but here, you know, it's not, when you post 60-something videos, right? And honestly, I saw that whole thing with that. Lola wasn't doing anything. It was kind of annoying having him there. I'm like, do this. But Lola wasn't doing anything. You gotta respect that. If they're friends with Carrie, like, you know, Princess Carrie, you know, then you either accept that or get out, you know. And then the video that was made was just a blatant bullshit lie. And then I'm thinking, all right, well, that could look really bad, you know. That's something that makes it look like you're lying pretty badly about everything else too. So, but I'm thinking, you know, Eric really wants to make that video big time, like he really, really does. And you know, their receipt, bank, Jaxie and Eve are not available. You're welcome. No, they probably make amends anyway, I think, and then get it back, but it would be messy. I'll say that. But Indigo needs to do a few things for me. But I'll figure it out. And honestly, I do not like that Katie person. She really just rubs me the wrong way. I know you don't either, but like, but yeah, anytime they were trying to bring you up or into it, I was saying something like, let's not, other than the subtle jab, because it was like, not directly that, but it was like, okay, you know. I mean, they could be talking about, like, there's a couple other women there. Who else? Who's the one I'm thinking about? There's a few others. But, I mean, I know they were talking about you though. But yeah, Indigo also just there's a few messages just sent out to a few people. Weren't okay. Oh, basically, everything that Savannah says is true, kind of thing. And then proceeds to go look at it.
Katie absolutely positively hates me. She has gone behind the scenes and told people that we were really good friends and that I started attacking her. I've never had a conversation with her, and I've never made a video or anything about her because I've always thought that her account was trash, and I really felt like she was a true pick-me that was literally in this men's space to get attention from men, because 2 days before she entered the men's space, she was making toxic, women content. So if Katie and Indigo are together, I want nothing to do with Indigo because Katie's fucking psycho. Well, the one thing I will agree is that Indigo has made this situation so much worse on everybody, because Michelle and I got publicly held accountable for shit that we were not involved in and had no idea was going on because of Indigo's actions. And you even know that I messaged you when they were talking about Sassy CSA and us making fun of it. And I was like, did they sing a song about incest? What are they talking about? Because that is like the moment I hopped into the live and had no context of the prior conversation. And also did not ever see the video that Tazzy, or the screen recording from the live that Tazzy was talking about the incest. So I was like dead in the water on any context as to what was going on when I hopped in there. But I agree, Indigo needs to stop. 100% needs to fucking walk away and just call it a day and say, because if not, the situation's just going to get so much worse. And if it gets worse to the point that it brings me and Eric into it, I will be holding Indigo accountable. Because if Michelle and I's names get drug anymore at this point because of Indigo, I'm going to have a huge fucking problem with them.
I get it, that feeling, but it still doesn't mean that someone shouldn't be defended if they're being falsely accused. And guess who is going to be deleting their account and taking time off the app? And not talking about you guys anymore. Eric is going to be leaving, and they aren't going to be talking about you guys at all. So that's you're welcome. Oh yeah, I found out that he was still planning on making a video on you, and then yeah, it's a lot of shit that went down there behind closed doors. You and Michelle, he's still planning on it. Anyways, yeah, I was able to kind of work some things out, and hopefully, he's definitely promised to be gone. He's delete TikTok. He said delete his account. So
I truly hope that that's what he does. And if any of his past pattern of behavior is correct, that's what he will do. But he'll crop back up in a few months, probably, maybe in the space, maybe somewhere else. But as long as I get peace, that's all I care about. Actually, no, I shouldn't say that's all I care about. As long as everybody gets peace, and as long as the men's space is, can go back to normal, where we all just advocate, do our thing, and get out of all this parasocial fucking drama that is just a waste of everybody's time and mental health.
Yeah, it's just it's nice to just feel comfortable that you can be around people and not be like, well, is this going to trigger because they saw me do this or this or this or what, or did they, or they get mad if I don't know, you know what I mean? I so I'm glad. I mean, they never do. There's drama on crochet talk, drama's always part of life, but I think it will die down for quite some time. And I'll just say, a man who talks shit about every other man out there and thinks that all. But
and I did get it from Lola, but they were actually yeah, I mean, I saw in the messages that Eric was sending to Lola, his literal, almost vehement hatred and distrust of other men. And I have a recording where he's on the phone with Lola, and Josh is recording where he's talking about how violence is justified against other men if he feels wronged. And I was like, what the fuck? Some of it was really, really crazy and unhinged, some of the shit that I read. And I did get it from Lola, but they were actually Eric's words. So I don't know. I just hope he goes away and leaves me alone. And I hope Lola just goes off into the dust, because I understand she's friends with Princess, but most of Princess' lives are surrounded around the same men's space. And she's not safe for men either, in any capacity whatsoever. I want to point out that you said, regardless of what she does, she doesn't deserve to be falsely accused of things she didn't do, but she sat on lives and falsely accused Michelle and I, right in front of Eric, of outing the abuser, as well as making fun of Tazzy CSA, which neither of us did in any capacity. But she not only said it, but then incited other individuals to also do lives about us to say it. And because of Eric and Lola, there are still people that have Michelle and I blocked because they believe the lies that they told about us. And that's my fucking problem with her being anywhere near the men's space whatsoever. And I know I can't stop her from being in there, but I also cannot in any capacity support it.
We were also in lives where we were talking about them, and there's they didn't make videos, they just did lives with 11 people panel, and you didn't make videos. Well, I guess that one, but in your show, but it's all this thing that's kind of and they did start it, I had a lot of iron, but nobody's hands are clean as much as we would like to think so, and I'm just happy it stopped. But I think, you know, we've seen these things happen, and it's like, it happens all the time. It escalates. People don't, you know, they hear things that are, you know, or whatnot. And I did hear them correct it. The whole contacting the abuser with you guys, they did correct it several times. But like, you can't sit there and watch every single live and every single thing, you know, whatever, and that stuff. So it's just weird. But I do get it's like when there's a group of people that seem to be consistently like pretty horribly problematic, then you kind of gotta start wondering what the common denominator is. I will say this right now, with the Lola stuff. I mean, there's been back and forth just as bad on both sides, and I've seen this, and I do have, you know, high education and the ability to think critically. I can understand my own bias. Oh, sorry. Oh. And break things down pretty good. So, and understand holes in judgment. I am seeing something that is very one-sided at this point. So, Eric, Eve, Jaxie, like, they're gone. Like, I don't know what more that you guys need, you know. And I'm happy that you unfollowed Indigo. You know, I love both you, Michelle. You know, but if it makes you uncomfortable, you can unfollow me too. Like, I won't, just no anger there. As long as everyone's leaving each other alone, like, you know, feel safe. But, just from experience too, like, people see perception, you know, and unfortunately it's like, they know that if they see that you're not liking her and you're kind of on this team anti-Lola, let's say, and Indigo is continuing to go and do it, it's gonna be, unfortunately, everyone who's anti-Lola gets kind of dragged into it too, and associated with it. It sucks. I just want Indigo to stop at this point. It's vile.
I agree that Indigo's behavior is vile, but it does not excuse the fact that Lola and Tazzy went live, destroying Michelle and I's reputation Tuesday, Wednesday. Indigo's live was Thursday night. After that, Friday, 14 hours on Saturday, Sunday, and Monday, until you finally went in and caused this, and I think more than that. But I figured out that they were live more than 30-some hours, destroying our reputation.
That's taking things too far, and you know, her, and I know this is not you, you know, I'm just kind of breaking down, like, where I'm coming from, and I need to get it to stop, but, like, the name being given to Bobby, from, like, that, I blocked Eve completely for that, that was disgusting. I mean, you know how he is. That's taking things too far, and we all know that, so, just know, like, there's nothing I'm going to do that's going to try and harm you and Michelle. I don't want to do that. You guys are great, so, you know, that's all I really have to say. You know, I think that I'd love to see you guys maybe, you know, encouraging somehow or doing it, but I don't know if there's any way to stop it. It's either from Indigo, but other than, no, actually I take that back. I think a lot of people telling them to stop would help.
Lola, you said Lola didn't make any videos. She had like 7 videos the other day calling us abusers, saying we were dangerous, like we were unsafe and we were putting people in harm's way. And she had my name, Michelle's name, Indigo's name, and Eric's name on it. My problem is that Lola is not innocent in any way, shape, or form, and she has done an excessive amount of harm to Michelle and I.
30 hours. I didn't see anything work near close to that. Either way, you know, how many people are seeing that? And it's not, you know, to say destroyed, it's like the effective amount too, you know, you have bigger followers. It's all this stuff that's complicated, and both sides did wrong, and it's like you're both angry and want to get it out. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to see each other. You know, you don't need to help each other out. It's fine, you know, that's totally fine. But I want you to understand, like, that's where my mindset is. And you guys can completely just, you know, step away, and that's fine. And, like, I'm not asking anything.
The problem is there's a lot of people that popped in and out of Lola and them's lives that is questioning whether or not the stuff that Michelle was said about Michelle and I is true. And now that you're saying in your video that you care about Lola and that Lola didn't lie about this, they think that means that Lola didn't lie about anything. And now people are coming at me about outing or contacting Josh's abuser and making fun of Tazzy's CSA, because essentially your video to the public is seeming as if you're affirming everything that Lola said. And that is concerning just for Michelle and I personally. And I know that that's not your intention. And I know those are not the words that you said in the video, because I went back and watched it multiple times, but that's how people are perceiving it. And they're coming to me and Michelle. We're both getting messages about it.
You know, I wish people would trust me a little more, because I've been through with the worst of the worst, but, like, there gets to a point where things backfire, right? You lose moral high ground. It's right there. You're about one Indigo moment away. You know what I'm saying? I have had several people starting to sway a little bit on that. So it's like getting her to stop. And it's like, I don't know, Lola's not hard. Like, she's not harming people. I'm sorry, like, I don't buy the manipulation stuff. I never really do too much. It's like I got manipulated by Lola or whatever. It's just like, whatever. And Eric talks like he's gone. You guys won. I mean, you guys got. I don't know how much more you really want.
You were not really involved until Indigo's live. Lola and Tazzy were live with Lola, Tazzy, and Ice Bear on Tuesday and Wednesday during the day for multiple hours each day, just discussing Michelle and I. And then we did the live with Indigo that night, and then they went live after that in the morning, and then they went live Thursday night with Eric discussing us, and then Friday, Eric or Tazzy and Lola did a live outing Michelle and I, showing screenshots and showing shit from Eric, trashing Eric, and then Saturday they did their like all day live, or the one that they were screaming like, you guys will come in and take accountability, and they were live from 7 o'clock at night until 9 or 7:30 the next morning. Then they were back live on Sunday, and that was the live that Eric went into, and then they were live again on Monday.
No, I never said that. I never said that Lola didn't lie about anything. I said Lola didn't lie about. I didn't say there's that situation with. I don't even think I said Lola didn't lie about anything. So that's not accurate. But I saw both sides doing it, and I saw that, but I also saw that be corrected on that side. You know, I saw a lot of misinformation on that side. I saw you do a deep dive and call Lola a victim, and then now is not, and I don't. That is concerning to me, and I'll tell you, I'll just be straight up. It's like, if you can't be, your opinion from there to there shouldn't be able to change. What new information really is there that you come across? Does that make sense? You were able to call Eric an abuser with it, but now it's like, do you get what I'm saying? Like, I'm a little upset about that, but like, I'm okay. Like, I just need you guys to understand, like, there's shittiness on both sides. Okay, it's not just me seeing it. Like, you have to understand too, it's like, I'm trying to help you guys, I'm trying to help everybody out, and people are fighting, and the people that are taking the advice are doing just fine, you know, and no one's asking anybody to do anything. I don't know, what would you have me do, Tammy? Like, I'm not asking sincerely.
No, you didn't say Lola didn't lie. You were talking about Lola not lying about the Indigo situation. But again, you know, public perception. They're like, well, Lola's not lying, so obviously what she said about you is true. I'm just hoping, because I'm not going to go public, Brian. I'm annoyed and angry, and I'm venting to you because we've been in this together. I'm just annoyed by the whole situation. I'm annoyed that it's kept me up. I'm tired. I'm cranky. And I have all these fucking memories of last year when Emma Boyce weaponized my dad's death on the internet, like smacking me in the face every day when I log into my TikTok, and then somebody actually reshared their video with memories of their dad. So I'm pretty emotionally triggered right now. So I don't mean to take it out on you, but it's been a lot.
No, I was looking, I was hanging around, I was seeing stuff, and, you know, and I'm not talking about those situations in terms of what's happening with Lola right now. I'm very, very specific about what I've seen with the Indigo. That's why I've been bringing up that particular situation and that particular person. So that's all. But the thing is too, is that Indigo has also, this behavior right now is slower and less problematic than it was there, you know, and so there's that instigation done by them.
I know you're being very specific about the Indigo situation. It's just people don't watch, people don't pay attention. They take what they want from it. They apply 15 things in their brain to come out with this calculated conclusion and then bring it back to us. And I know that you've done an amazing job of getting people to walk away, which is what Michelle and I want. I'm just in a venting space, and I'm sorry to be taking it out on you because you don't deserve that. And that is just my triggered trauma.
Oh my God, I know. And like, we both been through the ringer, and I get it, you know, and you know, you can vent to me a lot. I'm trying not to be people's, I can tell you right now, though, like Lola has no desire to go after you guys or anything. Like, she doesn't even talk too much about it. I think Tazzy does a lot, and I think Tazzy's calmed down now, and like, Tazzy actually has kind of calmed down, but that was Tazzy instigating it, and, you know, and the funny thing is like, me talking to him, like, I don't say, I talk you guys up. I'm like, I never say a negative thing, because you know, it's like, you say one wrong thing to him, like, Tammy, look at what Brian said, you know. But it's not just that, because I actually really think highly of you guys, and I don't want them, like, I don't like that they're not seeing you guys for what you guys are.
And I do feel like Indigo's unhinged behavior has done just a immense harm to herself in so many ways, because I don't know if I will ever want to be associated with that, because in the midst of all this, she decided to unearth stuff with Liz, the feminist, that caused all sorts of crap for her in the past on her page. And I'm like, why would you do that? Like, why are you picking drama with somebody else in the midst of all this? Like, you gotta stop. Like, you gotta stop. Like, she's got to, or they have got to stop.
That, you know, it's just the weirdest thing that you can ignore, like this whole other thing that, you know, and it's this one specific thing, and now you're now you're a bad advocate or a dangerous advocate, and that was really what started a lot of that shit. But Eric's gone now, and Jaxie's gone. He's gone. Take the win. You know, let me handle Indigo, and you know, just relax. And I'm not gonna do anything to put you in danger. And probably a week or two from now, this will be done with. I was like very concerned and disgusted with Indigo's behavior. If you saw the stuff, because there's a lot of stuff, you know, people don't see, of course, but I'm getting it all, and it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie. Well, it's self-destructive. You know, my goal is to maybe kind of get people to just be like, hey, you know, I'm talking to people. I'm like, hey, you know, can we just chill? Like, it's unhinged. You know, we care about you. It's 60 plus. She has 60 videos up on Lola and them, and it's like I don't know how much more you need to show at this point. Like, how much more you got? I don't really know. So it's better to stop with everyone. Like Lola doesn't want to be in the space. I don't know what Tazzie's doing. I like her from a distance, in very small doses. Don't always.
On another note, I will tell you that Michelle and I were in a group chat with Bad Yogi, but we stopped responding in that whatsoever. And I very explicitly let Bad Yogi know exactly what she had done, how dangerous that was for not only Christina, but potentially her, because Bobby's ability to be unhinged, and how that she potentially put us all at risk, because unearthing him could unearth Igloo and Drew and Jaxie and everybody. And she did not know the fire that she was playing with, and she needed to figure out a way to get the fuck out of that situation.
And honestly, I don't really talk to Lola all that much. It's kind of funny. She had no influence. I saw it, looked at it, didn't really even talk. Like, it was just this was my observation.
Read about me on the... Well, I just hope that they just go do their thing and leave me alone so I can go back to like the normalcy of normal content and not have to worry about what the fuck is being said and spread about me on the internet. And I'm still on the fence as to whether or not I'm going to address Forrest, especially after Lola said that had nothing to do with us, that Forrest said that both Michelle and I had jointly contacted somebody else's abuser, which is a blatant fucking lie. And I'm sitting on that because I know that I'm in a very triggered space right now, and I'm trying to like maintain my executive functioning impulse control disorder, but it's really hard.